Most people don't plan to stay stuck. They don't wake up and decide to live the same financial cycle over and over again. In fact, most people are trying. They're working. They're earning. They're making decisions they believe will move them forward. And yet, years pass, sometimes decades, and nothing really changes. The income increases, but the pressure remains. The lifestyle improves, but the freedom never comes. And at some point, a quiet realization begins to form. This isn't going anywhere. But by then, they're already deep inside the cycle. The cycle doesn't start as a trap, it starts as a plan. You earn money, you take care of your needs, you build a life that feels stable. And at first, this feels like progress. Because compared to uncertainty, structure feels like success. So you commit to it. You take on responsibilities. You create a lifestyle that matches your income. And slowly, your life becomes organized around that structure. There's nothing obviously wrong with this. In fact, it looks like maturity. It looks like growth. But what most people don't realize is that the moment your life becomes fully dependent on your income, you've entered a system that requires constant maintenance. Now you're not just earning money, you're maintaining a structure, and that structure becomes harder to step away from over time. The natural response is to work harder, to earn more, to push for the next level, because it feels like that's the solution. If I can just increase my income, everything will improve. And to some extent, it does. Life becomes more comfortable. Certain pressures reduce. You gain access to better options. But something deeper remains unchanged, because as income increases, life expands to match it. Expenses increase. Expectations increase. Commitments increase. So even though you're moving forward, you're also building a more expensive version of the same cycle. And that's why working harder doesn't always lead to freedom. Sometimes it just strengthens the system you're already in. What makes the rat race powerful is that it doesn't feel like a loop. It feels like progress. You're not repeating the same life exactly. You're upgrading it. Better environment, better lifestyle, better experiences. So from the outside, everything looks like it's improving. But underneath that improvement, the structure remains the same. You earn, you spend, you maintain, you repeat. And because each level looks better than the previous one, you don't question the pattern. You assume you're moving towards something different, when in reality, you're moving deeper into the same system. Escaping the cycle requires something uncomfortable. It requires stepping outside the structure that feels safe, and most people don't do that, not because they're lazy, but because the system is designed to feel secure. It gives you just enough comfort to keep going, just enough progress to keep believing, just enough reward to keep you committed. And over time, your responsibilities grow. Your obligations increase, your tolerance for risk decreases. So even if you begin to question things, it becomes harder to change direction. Because now, it's not just about you. It's about everything your life depends on. Breaking the cycle is not about working harder. It's about thinking differently. It's about understanding that income alone is not the solution. Because if your structure stays the same, more income will only reinforce it. What changes everything is how you use what you earn, what you build with it, what you create beyond it. Because the moment your life is not entirely dependent on one continuous cycle, something shifts. You gain space, you gain flexibility, you gain options. And those options are what create real movement, not just forward, but outward, away from the loop. Most people don't stay in the rat race because they want to. They stay because the system feels normal. It feels safe. It feels like the only path available. But the real question is not whether you're moving forward, it's whether you're moving differently. Because if the structure never changes, then no matter how far you go, you may still end up in the same place.